Right. So, in today's session, we are discussing about interview orientation for a job profile relating to healthcare configuration and list. As we all know, when it comes to the healthcare environment, there are two things. One is about the configuration part. Second is about the integration part. Configuration, according to the business rules, government mandates, what kind of changes that we want to make, right? So what customization. This is all about the configuration on a high level view. When it comes to the integration, how you're integrating from one system to another system or among all the systems, this is what we call it as integration. So these are the two major things when it comes to the healthcare environment or healthcare analysis is concerned. So if we are planning to work as a healthcare configuration analyst, there today I'm going to explain you two basic things. One is about the responsibilities that we need to be rendered with, followed by the kind of knowledge areas we must be good and familiar with. So followed by this, any what interview orientation and all that part I will be covering in the next session. Okay, so there are some scenario based learning is always important for you that you will be learning there. But before that, so this is important. So first responsibility where being a healthcare configuration analyst, we must configure the healthcare systems, which must be aligning to the organization workflows and requirements. All that, for example, uh, different healthcare systems, either it can be from the provider side or from the payer side. It can be claim related applications, billing related applications, billing and benefit enrollments, right? So all that stuff. That is something that the first one is. So different systems, either it can be from the provider side or payer side, that healthcare systems and all we need to configure. That is point number one. So there are different applications like something like visits, clinics, health edge. So different applications we are using. So that we must be good and familiar with. This is point number one. So the next one, when it comes to the responsibilities are concerned, we must ensure of meeting the system requirements with healthcare applications, something like HIPAA rules and regulations and all, because Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. This is what generally HIPAA states you. So that is something we must be good and familiar with. Next, we need to analyze and troubleshoot the configuring issues, because how to do the troubleshooting, how to do the configuration, what are the steps that are involved. So that sort of responsibility you need to be rendered. So practical understanding over the troubleshooting and configuring issues is always required, and you need to have that idea. This is also one of the responsibility we do that. Next one about the training part. So training is optional, of course, because not for every profile, but we need to competent enough to train some people, right? So supporting the end users, all that stuff that is required even. So, and one more responsibility, as you are a analyst role, so you need to collaborate with some cross-functional teams. Either it can be for clinical teams, technical teams, administrative teams, and all that. So you need to collaborate with them, right? So you need to communicate with them, trying to understand about the requirements, what they have, right? So all these things we must be good with. Next, we need to conduct testing and as well as validation of system configurations and all that. So how to test it, right? How to validate, doing some system configurations. So this sort of knowledge is always required. So these are the core key responsibilities being a healthcare configuration analyst we must be good with. Now, what knowledge areas you need to have? So these are the responsibilities or the day-to-day activities as a healthcare configuration analyst you need to do. But what are the key skill sets, or I always say that key skill sets or knowledge areas. One is about we must be familiar with IT healthcare systems, as I told you. So there are different systems like Epic or Kernel or Vacancy, EHR systems, EMR systems, right? HAS systems, all that stuff. That is point number one. So any one, right? So I don't say that everything, right? So you must be having some idea. At the same time, some kind of healthcare claims management applications like Facets, Q next health edge. Okay. Because these are all payer side. These are all the payer side. But when it comes to the epic and all everything from the provider side, that is required. Second one, clinical workflows. We need to understand about healthcare process, how it operates, right? So in a clinical environment, and how the systems will be configured to support those workflows. So workflow level changes are required. Depends on the business rules that we carry. The process of functioning a particular activity or a transaction may differ. So clinical workflows, understanding over the clinical workflows is also one of the key and important element to be focused for. Along with that, you need to have knowledge over the regulatory standards. What are the different healthcare regulatory standards, policies, procedures that are to be followed, right? So system configuration you must be good with. Next one about the knowledge over the data security, understanding about some policies, procedures, data security standards, practices, what kind of standards that we are using, right? So what are the different data security tools that we are going to use, everything. So this sort of skill sets you must be good with. Next one about the configuration as well as customization skills, like we must be experiencing in configuring healthcare softwares, right? So our technical knowledge is an additional advantage when you are writing any scripts or using any kind of tool, something like SQL, XML, right? So some applications, because file formats may vary. Some are XML file formats, some are JSON file formats. Right? So configuration, customization skills, even required, all that. Next, problem solving skills and troubleshooting skills. This is a common skill set for any analyst roles which are required, nothing to do with any configuration or so. But if you are a healthcare configuration analyst, ability to identify the system configuration issues and all of the thing are required. And last but not least, project management skill sets, something like whether we are working on software development lifecycle methodology, something like waterfall model or V model or agile model. Right? So that if you're following agile model and all, the approach would be something different. The kind of role that we play might be different. When it comes to the traditional model, then the requirements will be as separate. So these are the knowledge areas. Being a analyst, configuration analyst, one must be good and familiar with. And followed by that, next one about what kind of scenarios that we come across and how do you handle it when you are attending an interview, right? So that is all something that we'll be discussing in the coming session.